Yeah, Teachers' Day is on Monday. So the State Bank of India thought that this would be a befitting occasion where we could show our support to the teaching community and also to Breeks School. So on behalf of the State Bank of India, I have great pleasure in handing over this.
Please, can we continue with the program? Well, we have known as Bajji among his classmates, belongs to the 1970 batch. He studied in this very institution during the period of Mr. Fox and Dr. Samuel Raj when they were engineer. I'm sorry. It is 40 years back and settled in the United States. He is an engineering graduate and it is bachelor's and master's degree in electrical engineering. He not only confined himself to engineering but has completed MBA from Wharton School. He is a consultant for various companies.
Let me first of all render a warm welcome for many of you who've traveled from near and afar and from many points of the globe. I'll hasten to add that this welcome also is from those who could not be here today for various reasons, but certainly are here in spirit, including Raj Mutharasan of the 1962 batch, who called me yesterday all the way from Philadelphia to send his good wishes to you. So, welcome. To share a few words with you this morning. You may have noticed that I said past and present pupils. I did not say new and old students, because I know there are several of you here who left Breeks only a few years ago and who are arguably still quite young, unlike some of us who really are old students. I was part of the class of 1970. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Wow, 1970. That was Abhishek Bachchan and Aishwarya Rai were not even born yet. And there was no iPod or iPad. We had eyeglasses. And I suppose if you really wanted to get fancy, the girls use their eyeliner. Maybe. Check first of all. Can everybody hear me? Yeah? Yeah? Okay.
Silence, especially from this side. There's a lot of noise from here.
So anyway, I was talking about. Okay. Talk about overachieving here. Anyway, I was talking about values and practices, and I was saying that, well, you're in school, you don't think about these things because you've got too many other things, exams, deadlines, important matches that take up your mind space. Values are the kind of things that you think about much later in life with the benefit of hindsight and perspective. And looking back all those years, I can honestly tell you that a good part of what I am today is because of the things that I learned in the classrooms and in the playing fields of Breeks. And I thought what I would do today is to talk about a few of those and perhaps offer a suggestion or two to the students here. The first thing that I'd like to ask you to keep in mind is to always follow your dreams. Now, I must have been a strange child when I was here at Breeks, because I used to go to the public library up by the collector's office across from Higginbotham's. Now, that building is no longer a library, it's a lawyer's office. And I would go to this library and cut out pictures from magazines, pictures of astronauts, because I was completely fascinated by the space program. I sat up all night listening to the radio, because we had no television, listening to the Voice of America, until 8:27 a.m. Indian Standard Time, July 21st, 1969, when Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon. And I remember I went bleary-eyed to school after that because it was a Monday morning. Now, I took that passion with me through college, and as Mr. Banu has indicated, I was fortunate enough to have been able to work on the Space Shuttle Propulsion Control Program when I got out of graduate school. Now, sure enough, there was a big element of opportunity and luck involved with that. But I believe that you can actually change your luck and shape your fortune somewhat through focus and effort. Because at the end of the day, if you do what you love, you will be good at it. And if you're good at something, chances are you will be recognized and rewarded, which means you will be spurred on to even greater things. So the first thing that I would like to ask you to do is to think about what your dreams are. Think about what your passion is and follow that steadfastly through your life. The second thing that I would like to ask you to keep in mind is to never give up. You know, life will throw all kinds of barriers in your path. There will be obstacles, bumps in the road, detours, what have you. But the important thing to remember is that if you get knocked down, pick yourself and keep going. You know, I was part of a Willie House, and as you can see, I'm wearing green today. And the Willie House motto is Perseverando Vincumus, and this is in Latin. And it means through perseverance we conquer. Now, I learned that lesson here at Breeks. Running through those hills up there on the cross-country race, when every part of your body is asking you to quit, and then you push yourself and will yourself to carry on and complete the course, not necessarily to get to the first 20 or to win. I was never that good. Or playing football in the icy rain and you're soaked to the bone. You're covered with mud. There's mud inside your ears and you really want to go home and take a hot bath. And then you look up and you see the then principal, Mr. Fox, playing as goalkeeper, as covered in cold mud as you are, not willing to give up. So, as you follow your goals, stay the course, don't give up. The other side of the coin of not giving up is keeping focus. Now, there will be so many distractions and temptations from outside school that will come at you. So what I'd like to ask you to think about is, think about a Sachin Tendulkar or a Rahul Dravid. I'm a big Rahul Dravid fan, by the way. Playing at Eden Gardens at Kolkata. There are 100,000 screaming fans and the drums are beating and mirrors are flashing and there's bedlam everywhere. But the only thing that a Sachin or a Rahul would see is that ball coming at them from the ball. So as you prepare yourself for your exams and pursuing your goals, train yourself from now to focus and cut out all other distractions. And now I'm going to say something that might sound very odd in India, where many things are being talked about in terms of lakhs and crores of rupees and so on. Don't let money rule your life. Now don't get me wrong, money has an important role to play in life. Someone said, well, you know, money doesn't buy happiness. But, you know, it's equally true that happiness alone won't pay your bills. So, be careful with money. Be practical with money. But don't make it become an obsession. Do what you love. And that money will follow in its own time. Learn to become effective members of teams. Now, in a competitive world, it is very rare that a lone wolf is able to climb up to the top of a mountain anymore. Many of you will find yourselves as part of organizations where each of you has a role to play in pursuit of a larger goal. And an important part of being a team member is learning to listen. Or as someone put it, learning to see with your ears. Listen carefully to other people's point of view, even if they are different from yours. Put yourself in their shoes and try to see the world from their perspective. And in the end, you might actually come back to your own opinion, but that's okay, because at least it would be a considered and an informed perspective. Now, those of you who've been part of team activities here at Breeks in sports or music or debating and so on will know exactly what I'm talking about. All I'm suggesting is keep in mind those lessons of teamwork and take them with you as you go forward. Now, while it is important to listen, it is also equally important to talk. Now, what I mean by that is that the world is full of so many people who are very good at what they do, but they can't express themselves because either they are reluctant or shy or they don't know how. So what good is it if you're very good at something but nobody knows about it? Now, while there may be many other less apparent ways to approach a challenge. Some of you may have heard of the story of the truck that gets stuck under an overpass, not unlike many parts on the road up to Uti where the road goes under a low railway bridge. So this truck was stuck. They tried pushing the truck, they tried pulling the truck. It wouldn't budge. until someone came up with a smart idea of letting out the air from some of the four tires, lowering the truck and allowing it to drive out by itself. The future will belong to people who come up with new and different approaches to problems. So when you solve problems, when you address an issue, when you come up with a solution, take a few minutes to think of how many other ways you may have solved the same problem. Do me a favor, the next time you're in front of a computer, do a Google search on the term lateral thinking and learn as much about lateral thinking as you can. And now, here's something really important, probably the most important thing that I want to say to you today. Whatever you do it with integrity. Now, I know some of you small children are probably scratching your head saying, integrity, boy, that sounds like a big word. I don't even know what it means. It means very simply, don't cheat, always keep your word, and don't take shortcuts. Now, this is going to be even more important when you leave school and start your working life. Put your best effort in everything you do, even though it may be tempting to do shoddy work because it's easier or it costs less. If you say you'll get something done by a certain time, move heaven and earth to make that happen. And importantly, if you know ahead of time that you can't meet a deadline or accomplish certain things that people are asking you to do, be upfront and honest and say, sorry, I can't do that, but here's what I can do. You might see some of your competitors appear to be successful by breaking promises or taking shortcuts, but believe me, the world will beat a path to your door once they know that you are an honest person who keeps your word and does things with that integrity that I spoke of. And lastly, in the middle of this hyper boom that is India with growth and achievement and accomplishment, never forget the people who are less fortunate than you are. Volunteer your time in charity work, share your skills, donate money, whatever little you can afford, but always, always remember the people who didn't have the lucky breaks in life that you have. You know, you folks live in an India that is bold and growing and confident with opportunities that seem to appear endlessly on the horizon. There is no reason why the founder of the next Google or Facebook or Apple, or for that matter the next Arundhati Roy or M.F. Hussain or Field Marshal Manekshaw or Rahul Dravid is not right here in front of us today. You have the skills, you have the character, and you have the values imparted to you by both these great schools. Now, all you have to do is to go out there and work hard with focus and integrity and humanity and follow those dreams to the success and happiness that I know is waiting for you. Thank you, good luck, and ad rem.
Balakrishanan. Then all passed with 100%.